go.
On
Morning,
time.
everybody.
Right on time.
Right on time. Yeah, got us inside. Wow, look at the fanciness going on here. Doug is getting his iPad set up. The girls were in blue this morning for the last game in the round robin, and we were playing the New Jersey Colonials. They'll be in white on the other side of the rink, and I think both teams are 0-2 so far. So we'll get a glimpse. Maybe the two teams will be evenly matched. We'll see what happens. For us to score a goal, Doug.
Yes, yeah.
Of the 16 teams, there's only us and Syracuse have not scored a goal yet.
Let's find some offense today, right off the bat.
No changes to the lines, and it's going to be Sophia, Sapporo, and net. I think Haley's going to start. Her
like
line is CC and Corinne. Yep, they're coming out.
Yeah, Walsh, Mainwaring, and Chopper's Chase up front to start this one with Wong and Egan on the back end. TC starts off with a face-off win here in the first period. Mainwaring trying to chip that into the Colonial zone. They'll intercept quickly and right back out to center. Now it's stolen there by Wong. Not enough reach for Chopper's Chase to pick that off. Colonials still with possession in the corner. Now finally, Walsh finds a quick shot on net save made by the Colonials. Mainwaring now with it, feeds it back up to Egan. Quickly back down to Mainwaring on the near side board. Gets some help from Walsh in the corner. Egan has to step down on that side board, keeps it alive. Walsh trying for the pass back, but picked off there by the Colonials. And they're through center, back into the TC zone here on the left side. Egan giving chase back behind the net. Huang also on the puck. Back up top from the right side point. Shot blocked by traffic out front. The lone Colonial stick. Another shot attempt fanned on by the Colonials. Bodies flying everywhere just inside the TC zone. Colonials maintain the zone. Egan pinned up against the boards back behind Samora. And now takes that puck from the far side corner. She'll send it back around to Huang. Quickly pressured there by two Colonial forecheckers. Now TC trying to get out to center and finally chipped back out. Colonials regrouping just out at center ice. Here from the near side board. Quick pass up and dumped into the TC zone. Egan, 14 Colorado will pick that up back behind the net. Get some help from Masiello. Pass up to Deckers. Deckers trying to go right back to Masiello. A little bit behind, lost in the skates. Colonials will pick that up in front of the timekeeper's box. Back to work in the TC zone from the right side. Shot, save made by Samora. And the loose puck scooped up by Emily Visa. Across to Lauren Deckers. Deckers now working into the Colonial zone. Looking for the pass to Visa. Couldn't quite connect on that. Puck back out to center. Rican, 14 Colorado. Pass up to Visa here on the wing. Visa dumps that down deep in the Colonial zone. Kelly in pursuit on the forecheck. Couldn't quite get a stick on that. The Colonials now back to work out through center into the TC zone. Crossing through the middle, dumped down into the far side corner of the TC zone. Now up pass up to Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer's pass picked off. And no look behind the back to the middle. Easy pickings for the Colonials. Now Rican, gloves down the high one. Gets it chipped out to center. Colonials will get back into the TC zone here on the right side. Back behind Samora, Visa. Nice little move there behind the net. Gets a pass up to Kelly, now up to Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer working her way into the Colonial zone. Pass across looking for Sherman, but picked off there by the Colonials. They're back out to center ice. Q, 14 Colorado, goes across to Riedlinger. Looking for Wiedemeyer on the stretch pass, couldn't quite connect. And now the Colonials back into the TC zone on the near side board. Chip back out to center by Team Colorado. Colonials recover out at center, pinned up against the boards right here in front of us. Now Sangchung Pupin steps in, trying to keep that outside of the TC zone. Battle for it right here at the blue line. Colonials will back that up towards their own zone. Almost picked off there by Riedlinger. Colonials gain the TC zone. Q gets there first for Team Colorado. Now getting some help from Robinson in the corner. Two TC players have it.
We haven't had a whistle.
No, not yet.
4 minutes.
Solid play here. Now back in the near side corner. Robinson couldn't quite get that free. Now Riedlinger steps in. Up top for the Colonials. Shot fired. Deflected. And a rebound attempt. Samora Sharp on both plays makes the saves. Now pass picked off right out in the middle. Shot easily deflected aside by Samora. TC having some trouble breaking out of their zone now, getting pinned up in their own end. Pass across to Pugh from Robinson. Pugh has to back that up behind Samora once more to Riedlinger. Now up to Choi, connects with Sang-Chung Poop, and she'll gain the red line and dump it down in. TC gets a much needed change after being trapped up in their own end. Colonials with some room for a breakout. They'll get out to center. Back into the TC zone, trying to cross to the middle. Good pickoff there by Mainwaring, and a short chip pass up to Walsh, just a bit out of reach. Colonials will take advantage, and they're back into the TC zone. Traffic's Chase picks it up over there on the left side, looking for Walsh. It's going to float into the Colonial zone. Mainwaring's going to get there early enough. Icing was waved off. Colonials with possession coming out of their own zone. Pass right up the middle out to center ice. Back into the TC zone on the right side, trying to chip that down low. Good block there by Belina Huang, and rubbed off onto the boards. TC yet another line change here, gives the Colonials some room. They'll get back into the TC zone. Egan stops it short on the sideboard. Pass picked off once more, and Egan almost having some troubles getting that puck out to safety on the wing.
That was some cool, calm, collective stick handling in the blue paint. Egan.
One bit of pressure there could have changed that. Now from the corner, pass out front. Nobody there for Team Colorado. Rieken will collect it on the sideboard. Fires it at the net. Hits a Colonials player. Rieken once more sends it towards the net. Shot there by Brennick. Save made by the Colonials goaltender. Visa picks up the loose puck out at the left point. Clear shot in on net. Save made, and we get our first whistle of the game, as Masiello took a little bit of a glove to the face looking for a rebound.
Doug, take a break. My gosh, you stepped right into the whirlwind there. That was a lot of back and forth action. Good speed from both teams. A little more physicality coming from the New Jersey side. I like our girls to rough it up a bit more. Here we go.
Face off to the right of the Colonials goaltender, taken by Team Colorado. Wiedmeyer up top on the left. Fires one in on net, and a save made by the Colonials goaltender, as Kelly was waiting on the doorstep looking for at least a deflection, if not a rebound. 8:51 left to go in the first period. We are still 0-0. Another face-off to the right of Colonials goaltender. Right back to Wiedmeyer, and a shot right into the glove of the Colonials goaltender.
We need B to let that set up a little more, get some bodies in front. Just a slight delay.
Another face-off here to the right. Kelly, good tie-up off the dot. Lyle Sherman trying to pick that puck out of the skates. Colonials will take that back behind their own net. Now here on the near side board, Visa looking to keep that hemmed in. Sherman gets there on the attack. Now sent out to center. Rieken will chip that back in a bit too early, offside the call.
Now we'll go with the fourth face-off of this shift.
Here we go from 5 straight minutes of no whistles to now 4 within 30 seconds.
Yes, we did.
Face-off just outside the Colonial zone. Kelly, nice win again. Back to Rieken, across to Visa. Looking for the connection to Sherman, picked off. Now tied up in front of the timekeeper's box. Visa trying to battle for that puck. Colonials get that chip back into the TC zone. Rieken collects it in the far side corner. Leaves it for Kelly. Kelly's pass, blocked there, right in. Bouncing puck scooped up by Visa, kept out of trouble. Now long pass up to Sherman on the left wing. Sherman now trying to get a step outside of the Colonials player. Taking out the play. Delayed penalty call against the Colonials. Good effort there by Sherman. Draws the penalty, and we're going to have our first power play of the game.
That is definitely the proverbial taking one for the team. Finley just got
Absolutely.
hammered. And that was a bit dangerous. She was about 6 feet away from the boards, but luckily she popped right up. It's nice to be 16.
Uh-huh.
That
I felt that from here.
Yeah, I would have not gotten up.
Back sore now. 7:54 left to go in the first period. 90 seconds on the clock. Power play unit out for Team Colorado. Looks like the second unit. Masiello, Wiedmeyer, Sherman, Huang, and Egan. Back up top for Egan. Across to Huang. from the right side. Now finds shot from Wiedemeyer. Save made by the Colonials goaltender. And a little bit of extracurricular after the whistle. Sherman's fired up today.
Apparently, that knocked her into a little bit of a tizzy. She was not taking any pushback there, so she hit the
And the
box.
Stripes decide that both of them are going to get an extra 90-second rest. We'll have offsetting minor penalties. Roughing to both Sherman and the Colonials player still keeps Team Colorado on the power play.
Wow.
Walsh.
First time we've seen some swings.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Walsh, Kelly, Chotvik's Chase, Pugh, and Visa out for Team Colorado on the power play. Nothing wrong with being feisty on a Sunday morning, right?
Wow.
Face off to the right of the Colonials goaltender. Kicked over to the sideboard. Colonials looking for possession now, taken by Walsh. Walsh, quick pass up to Visa's. Got a shot, just wide right.
Boy, she walked in there.
Visa had a little mustard on that one. Had the clear shooting lane. Now across, Pugh fires one. Couldn't quite get enough on that. Save made by the Colonials goaltender. Now Visa across to Pugh. Pugh's going to go down to Chotvik's Chase, looking for that same play that almost found success in Game 1 against the Polar Bears. Now Chotvik's Chase will back it up to Visa. Back to Chotvik's Chase on the sideboard from the right. She floats back up top across to Visa. Now Visa's pass picked off, but Chotvik's Chase will get there and keep it inside the Colonial zone. Just 25 seconds remaining on the power play for Team Colorado. Now out of the corner, Pugh from the sideboard. Huang now out for TC. Shot deflected wide into the corner. Now Visa out at the left point. Moves it to Pugh. Across to Huang. Huang fires one, and a clear lane. Glove save made by the Colonials goaltender with just 2 ticks of the clock left on the power play for Team Colorado.
Well, that was pretty good puck movement on that power play. And these Colonials are not being aggressive on it, so hopefully can do some damage going forward in the game on it. That was pretty effective.
We've definitely been in the correct end the whole time as well, too. Face off to the left of the Colonials goaltender. Egan will pick up that face-off move for Team Colorado, but shot blocked there by the Colonials, and it's kicked back into the TC zone. Colonials are back to full strength. Robinson scoops up that loose puck, moves it to Choi over on the left wing. Colonials maintain the zone, picked off there by Huang, trying to move it forward. Stopped in front of the timekeeper's box. And now the Colonials just inside the TC zone. It'll get kicked back out to center. Robinson looking for some pressure on the regroup for the Colonials. Backed up into their own zone once more. Now pass out to the front, back into the TC zone. Shot from afar, deflected wide left. Huang and Choi working for it over on the far side board. Bella Choi trying to chip that back out to center ice, using some momentum. She'll get it moved out. Colonials quickly pick that up, back in too early, offside the call.
There's some speedy skaters in this New Jersey team. That number 8, she's small but fast. She just about broke free there.
Why is it the small ones are always the fast ones? First big guys, that just means knee problems.
Yeah. I think it's something to do with the weight to strength ratio.
Sherman and her new best friend are out of the penalty box. We'll get her back. Face-off taken here by the Colonials after a missed dump opportunity from TC. Shot in on net, save made by Samora. Centering pass blocked there, back behind the net. Moved up to Brennick. Brennick finds Deckers over on the left side. Deckers will chip that down into the Colonial zone. And he'll make an icing call on this. Second guessed it right there at the red line, but nonetheless, we'll come back into the TC zone for a face-off. He was going to wave it off. He looked back and decided, no, it's an icing.
Yeah, well, he was paying more attention than I was, so give him the benefit of the doubt.
Face off to the left of Samora, won by the Colonials at their right side point. Shot blocked there by Deckers.
Great block.
Good shot block. Now Visa bumped off the puck. Colonials take quick advantage shot. And back bar and in. Colonials strike first here with 4:52 left to go in the first period. Very quick turnaround on that steal also. Wasted no time.
That was a nice looking snapper.
Face off back out at center ice after that goal from the Colonials. Kelly pushing that forward just inside the Colonials zone. Immediate pressure. Good look there. Colonials avoid and back out to center. Working into the TC zone. They'll chip it down deep. And almost sandwiched off the
Being a
play.
little feisty there. Pugh just came across and lit that curl up. I love it. No call.
Wiedmeyer makes a good move. Frees that puck now. Trying to create some room here on the right side. Quickly swallowed up by the Colonials player. Still with possession though. Wiedmeyer working it against the near side board against two Colonials players. Colonials will come away with that one. Back behind their own net. They'll work it up the far side board. Riedlinger steps down trying to keep that alive inside the zone. It'll get pushed out to center. Kelly backs it up to Pugh. Out of reach of the blade of Pugh. She's got to recover it back below the goal line in the TC zone. Leaves one for Riedlinger. Now cross ice pass off the mark. Down back in the Colonial zone. TC going for the wholesale line change. Plenty of room for the Colonials on the breakout here. Traffic's chase looking for an interception there. Colonials just inside the TC zone, working their way down low. Scooped up by Egan. Quick up to Mainwaring on the left side board across to Traffic's chase. Good connection there. Traffic's chase into the Colonial zone, trying to work their way through that last defender. Just couldn't get it out of the skates. Colonials.
I like the drive attempt to the net. CC is trying to make it happen right down the middle.
TC able to maintain the zone, push it back down low. Colonials with possession in the near side corner, turn that back around behind the net. Pass connected up on the near side, now out to center. Working back into the TC zone right in front of the bench. Scooped up now, stolen by Robinson. Mainwaring will gain the red line, she'll dump it down into the Colonial zone. Robinson looking for a break in that pass there. Colonials able to chip it out to center. Egan will have to recover it back inside the TC zone. She'll send it back up the strong side. Robinson chips it back out down the length of the ice, and this will be an icing call. 2:27-26 left to go in the first period. Colonials sitting on a 1-0 lead as we wind down the first period. Face-off will be to the right of Samora. Back in the TC zone. Choi, Sangchong, Pupin, and Robinson out for TC on the front end. Picked up by Bella Choi, looking for Sangchong Pupin, just couldn't quite get it past that Colonial stick. But the momentum carrying it back into the Colonial zone offside is the call.
Got shots at 8-6 for TC. Pretty even in terms of the rushes up the ice.
Face off just outside the Colonial zone. Robinson set for the draw. Visa and Rican on the back end. Won by the Colonials. They'll connect a quick pass back out to center. Marching their way into the TC zone here on the left side. Pass looking for the middle, blocked there by Visa. Now back up top to the right side point for the Colonials. Shot blocked there by Robinson and picked up by Sangchong Pupin, trying to get that cleared out. Hits a body out front. Now Sangchong Pupin able to block that dumping attempt. Works her way back into the Colonial zone. Pass out to the middle. Nobody there as TC was looking for the change. Now the Colonials a little bit of trouble getting it back out to center ice. Rican will pick it up back towards the TC blue line. We'll go back and forth. Now the Colonials turn. They'll make their way into the TC zone on the right side. Shot sent wide right, picked up by Visa. Across to a wide open Deckers on the left wing. Lauren Deckers moving into the Colonial zone. Works her way down low, stops short in the corner. Feeds it back up top, just out of reach of Rican. And she'll have to come back all the way down into the TC zone.
It was a good idea by Deckers to go low to high. Just a little bit of execution off, but they're thinking.
Masiello now back into the Colonial zone on the left side. Pinched off in the corner on that. Masiello took a hard.
I think her helmet cage got caught on the stanchion.
Yeah. She's still holding her head a little bit. Nonetheless, she's back to work, picks up the puck, tries to send one towards the middle. Brennick now looking for that loose puck over on that side board. And now Kelly, TC's going to get caught for too many players on the ice.
Lena hopped out, and with the injury, I think Lila was, taking her time to get to the bench.
Yeah.
And
just a step too soon.
Yeah. So they're going to put, it's going to be a bench penalty.
Brennick is going to serve that 1-4 Team Colorado, looks like. And the Colonials will get to finish off the first period, 34.2 seconds worth on the power play. And it's always because the puck has to be right there, sent right at your bench.
Yeah, I mean, if either player makes a play on the puck, the one coming on or going off, that is the rule. It's actually not an accidental thing. It's actually not a penalty. That was not accidental. That was Lena hopping out, grabbing the puck, and Lila was still 2 feet on the ice. So that's a good call by the official, and we'll have a shorthanded situation.
Face-off taken there by the Colonials. Moving it across D to D now from the left side. Colonials will move that down low into the corner. Now back up top to the left point. Across the top. Colonials players changing some passes. Now down low off the post. Centering pass. Had a Colonials player. A good tie up there by Team Colorado on that player. Now good pressure by Chotvik's Chase. Has some room. Got tied up on it.
A little bit of a hook Cuban call.
They let it go. Chotvik's Chase almost with an opportunity, shorthanded. Time expires on the first.
Wow.
Good action so far in the first period, but TC.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, we're down 1-0. Sorry to interrupt on that.
Still unable to solve some defensive production in this first frame.
Yeah, those shorthandies are nice when you get that break opportunity. We just watched one in the previous game. The two teams that we've lost to played right before this, and it was a 3-3 tie. And the Massachusetts team we played yesterday scored with about half a minute left on a shorthander. So the parents were needing oxygen at that point. So let's see if they can kill off the rest of the penalties. About 55 seconds left in it. I hope Lila's okay. Didn't look too bad, but just the way she got rubbed into the boards dazed her.
Didn't look like it felt good, that's for sure. TC will have 55 seconds left of penalty kill time to start the second frame.
Face-off wing, here comes Egan.
Come down into the Colonial zone. Kelly with a hot step, working back into the Colonials corner, trying to keep that pinned up. Colonials will free it. Getting it moved out to center.
That's how you take them
puck
off,
by
folks.
Kelly once more. A good use of time.
The Alberta girls are throwing the weight around here, Doug.
Nothing wrong with that. We need it this morning. Colonials gain the TC zone. Egan rides it down into the near side corner below the goal line. Colonials will pick up that loose puck. Now working it across the top. Back down low to the far side corner. Just off the post. Colonials moving it once more. Back up top now for the left point. They'll move it over to the right side, looking for that shooting line. Fires it through traffic, hits their own player. And TC back to full strength. Brennick out of the box. Changes places with Walsh. And off the boards, good balance out to center. Walsh picks it off now. Walsh has a chance, has some room, fires a shot. Save made by the Colonials goaltender. Walsh had a chance at a rebound, couldn't quite get it picked up. And now Huang holds the line here right in front of us to our left, trying to power that back down in the Colonial zone. The stick was tied up in, I believe, the arm of the Colonials player. And now Visa, along with Wiedemeyer, working it over in the far side corner.
That's the first clear break we've had all weekend. And Haley just about got it in there.
Almost had the goal, the initial goal and the rebound as well, too. Long shot fired in on Samora, turns it aside over to the far corner. Now sent around, picked up by Chotvik's Chase. Long pass looking for Wiedmeyer, just off the mark. A hopper on that one, picked up by the Colonials. Now Wiedmeyer looking for this good stick, trying to break that up. Wiedmeyer, little chop action, and both linesmen picked that one up. And Wiedmeyer is going to have a 90-second rest.
So that's 2 minutes for lumberjacking. He got her money's worth on that. That was a two-hander above the shoulder, swing and a miss.
And she said, I swear it was the blue line. It wasn't my stick.
Yeah, that, no. Get that girl some coffee. She's, wow, caffeinated or something.
Wiedmeyer heads to the box, and we'll have another penalty kill with 12:51 left to go here in the second period. Face-off will be to the right of Samora.
We're going to tire out our penalty killers here.
Exactly. Kelly wins that face-off, gets it back to Visa. Now the Colonials will take possession. Yep, just outside. Makes his way out to center. Couldn't quite keep the line. Now the Colonials back into the TC zone. Working over to the right side here. Looking for the shot block there by Rieken.
Good job by Kelly and Sherman to keep that to the outside and then out.
Another pass off the mark for the Colonials.
Speaking of caffeine.
What'd you feed her
I
this
don't know.
morning?
I think Duncan.
Colonials back through center. Rieken will pick it up just inside the TC zone, moves it up to Sherman. What penalty kill these two are saying. Kelly dumps it down deep into the Colonial zone. 45 seconds remaining on the penalty to Wiedmeyer. Now Sherman picks off another pass attempt from the Colonials, and Masiello was right there, couldn't quite corral that puck. Colonials back into the TC zone. A pass just on the sharp angle, a shot, a couple saves by Samora, and she'll hold on to that rebound for the whistle.
Great job by the goaltender to hold the post there. It was a bad angle, but those are trickier than you think. It's not a perfect seam along the pad of the post.
Anymore, these girls like that sharp angle up high shot too.
I think that's Lila out there, so she's feeling better.
Back up top for the Colonials. 20 ticks of the clock left on the penalty kill. 14 Colorado. Colonials with possession over on the far side, now out of the corner. Looking to make their way out front. Pass deflected up high across into the near side corner. Now back up top to the point. New Jersey working it back and forth. Long shot. Couldn't get through traffic.
Penalty's over.
TC now back to full strength. Masiello has a bit of a gift there. Moves it up to Robinson. Robinson pushing into the Colonial zone. One hands it down below the goal line. Now here on the near side. Colonials will take possession. Pass in across. Looking to connect out in the middle. Decker's trying to intercept that one. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Colonials still on the regroup back inside their own zone. Now pass deflected by Robinson this time. Robinson backhands it just inside the Colonial zone. They'll transition right back to center. Moving back into the TC zone. That great stick by Selena Pugh breaks up that advance. And Robinson trying to create a quick 2-on-1 here. Has Sang-Chong Poopin out in the middle. Couldn't quite connect the pass there. Stick aside. Rose, Sang-Chong Poopin takes a hard one back behind the net.
That was a nice hustle by Kinsey to get down there low. A 14 call-up from the front.
Absolutely.
The pass across and under full speed.
Speaking of Robinson, connects a pass with Sang-Chong Poopin, goes across to Choi. Out at center now. Choi looking for an opening. Sang-Chong Poopin had to do a little extra dance to stay on side there.
It was good. She kept the foot down.
Now Kelly backs it up to Huang, just out to center. TC has to regroup. Huang quick with a quick move. Gets it over the red line now. Will take it in. Has Kelly right behind her. Fires a quick shot deflected wide. And now Kelly out of the near side corner takes a bit of a forearm back behind. Now Wiedmeyer trying to step out, fires one. Save made by the Colonials goaltender. And the Colonials pass blocked there by Kelly. Hops out to center. Rieken grabs it. Or I'm sorry, that's Egan. Grabs it real quick, dumps it back down in. Colonials will scoop it up back behind their own net. Wong picks off that pass attempt out at center, but I guess sent back in offside.
Not sure what happened down in that corner, Doug, but the parents were calling a penalty.
I saw plenty of arms up,
Yeah.
except the ones that matter.
Right. There's at least 3 or 4, but unfortunately it's not a democracy.
Faceoff will be just outside the Colonial zone. Walsh, Sherman, and Mainwaring for Team Colorado with Rican and Visa on the back end. Colonial stopped that dumping attempt just short. Mainwaring and Walsh getting for it here on the near side board. Mainwaring picks it free, now works her way back into the...
That little dingle dangle at the blue line, I think she let it slip out, and Haley had jumped forward.
Just a step offside.
We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt since he's standing right on the line.
We don't have a better angle? Face-off kick back to Rican, across to Visa. Moved up to Sherman. Sherman tries to send that down deep, hits the Colonials defender. Tries to tie it up on that near side board. Mainwaring steps in, loses it in her skates. Colonials will pick that up back behind their own net. And now they'll make their way out to center over on the far side. Chip down into the TCN. Rican will recover that 14. Colorado sends it back up the strong side looking for Mainwaring. Lets it go past. Colonials will punch that back down deeper into the TC zone. Rican now off the boards up to Sherman. Sherman's got some room on the left side. She'll gain the red line, dump it down deep in the Colonial zone. Sherman still on the hunt on the forecheck. Colonials have to back that up into their far side corner. TC starting to show some signs of life on some pressure inside the Colonial zone. Now Masiello holds the line on the spin move out at the blue line.
Sometimes you got to take the easier path there. Lila is trying to stick handle to everyone.
Colonials back into the TC zone on the right side. Good play there by Reagan. Rican breaks up that advance. Now Deckers finding her way back into the Colonial zone. And backs it up once more, and just a little timing off there from the pass. Rican has to recover it back inside the TC zone, almost bowling over the linesman. Now Deckers will gain the red line, dumps it down into the Colonial zone. Rose St. John Poopin looking for it on the forecheck. Colonials quickly transition back out to center, picked off there by Rican. She'll go across to Visa. Emily Visa connecting with Robinson, trying to, just off the mark. Robinson able to chip that back into the Colonial zone. Turns and fires, blocked there by Choi. Colonials will pick up the loose puck. Back out to center, off the glass stanchion. Almost a break for TC. They'll pick up the loose puck. Can't quite get it out of the zone, just at the blue line. Colonials keep that pinned in down low. Visa now picks it up behind Samora. Quick pass up to Sang-Chong Klupin, now across to Choi. Bella Choi looking for some room on the left side. Couldn't quite get that past the last Colonials defender. And the Colonials back into the TC zone. That was pretty obvious to me. That was way offside. And now Sang-Chong Klupin working with Kelly, trying to get that back into the Colonial zone. They'll back up way inside their zone on the regroup. Long pass picked off by Rican. Colonials do recover, and they'll get that push back down into the TC zone. Visa, 14 Colorado, back behind Samora. 6 minutes left on the clock here in the second period. Visa working back into the TC zone, gets a short pass over to Kelly. Move back behind the net. Visa again with Kelly. Colonials will pick up possession over in that far side corner. Now moving back out to center. Back into the TC zone. Good stick there by Pugh. Breaks up that pass attempt. Now Kelly has it pinched off. Gets some help from Visa on the loose puck. Trying to move it up to Chotvik's. Chotvik's Chase couldn't quite connect. Now point shot blocked there by Chotvik's Chase. Good shot block. And now Colonial still maintaining possession inside the zone. Shot sent from the far left side. And linesman forcing some more to play the puck. Wiedemeyer steps around one Colonials player, now makes her way towards the Colonial zone on the right side, but just another step offside. And we'll have a stoppage to play with 5:05 left to go here in the second period.
Still 1-0 for New Jersey. Shots are fairly even. It was 10-9 for TC right now.
Just need to get one. We just need one.
Not a lot of big scoring opportunities.
Face off just outside the Colonial zone. Mainwaring will chip that down deep in the New Jersey end. New Jersey exchanges some passes back inside their own zone. They'll go back over to the far side corner and now advance out to center. Long pass connected there, and now back into the TC zone. Riedlinger trying to keep that force to the outside. Colonials will still maintain possession here on the near side board. They'll drop it at the right side point. Shot blocked there. Bouncing puck scooped up by Mainwaring. Trying to chip that off the boards, kept in by Colonials there. Good stick by Mainwaring, chip that out the center. Colonials trying to regroup. Now Walsh intercepts that. Walsh moving back into the TC zone. Connects with Sherman. Drops it for Mainwaring. Shot! Save made by the Colonials. Walsh, another chance, fires. Now Pugh with a backhand. 2 saves there from the Colonials goaltender. 3 quick shots and chances for Team Colorado there. Now Riedlinger peeling out of the corner. Comes across the middle. Fires a shot. Not sure if the save from the goaltender just hit traffic. TC now working hard here late in the second frame, trying to get their first goal of the showcase weekend. Mainwaring trying to dig that puck loose over on that far side board. Riedlinger working for it as well. Also some help from Walsh.
A bit of a dog pile now. That is tied up.
And finally, they'll have enough of that and they'll blow it dead.
Wait for Lexi to just grab somebody.
That was some very pretty passing by the girls there. That was a nice tic-tac-toe. And right in the slot for a hammer. I think that was Corinne, was it, who took the shot in the
Corinne
slot?
got one.
And then
Haley
Selena
got one.
them.
Selena got one. And then Lexi came out of the corner with one. Face-off win for Team Colorado. Back to Egan. Dumped down low in the Colonial zone. Colonials will pick up possession. They'll connect a couple passes. Last one off the mark. Egan recovers with Huang. Now, good tip there from Brennick. Brennick trying to work away the slot. Now, Moss the other on the cleanup. Still loose out front. Backhand shot. And these girls just can't buy one. Now, Huang from afar. Shot blocked there by the Colonials. And it'll bounce back out to center ice. And Huang picked off there out of center. And dumped down back into the TC zone. Egan will stop it up short. Back behind the net, moved up to Brennick over on the right side. Brennick trying to poke that past the last Colonials defender. Couldn't quite get enough stick on that. Now Deckers has a chance, looking for the connection to Brennick. Just couldn't get enough mustard on that backhand pass. And now back into the Colonial zone. They'll take it deep in their own end on the regroup. Long pass just off the mark, deflected back into the TC zone. Egan will scoop it up for Team Colorado. Fed across to Huang over on the near side. Now up to Choi. Choi's pass deflected up high, works out for TC as it gets out to center ice. Colonials forced to regroup back inside their own end. And that lost puck there. Sang-Chong Pupin kicks it to the corner. Now Robinson back to Sang-Chong Pupin. Couldn't quite get a shot off on that one. Now from the far side, pass center cross, off the mark. Picked up by Huang and sent right back into the Colonial zone. Icing waved off here. Colonials will pick it up back behind their own net. Choi looking for it on the forecheck. Sent back behind the New Jersey net once more. And now they'll advance it out to center, taken by Visa. Right at the red line. She'll back it up to Rieken. Rieken up to Choi. Choi working back into the Colonial zone and offside. The call once more. 1:39 left to go on the clock here in the second period. Seems like the ice has been tilted
Certainly has.
back towards the New Jersey zone. TC with lots of pressure and chances late in the second period.
Yeah, shots are now 13-9, so it's showing up on the board. A few blocks on top of there as well.
Kelly, Chafix Chase, and Wiedemeyer now for Team Colorado. Tied up here on the near side board. Colonials will pick up possession. Chafix Chase stops it right at the blue line. Couldn't quite find it in their skates. Now the Colonials back out through to center. Rieken trying to stop that short. Colonials maintain possession, and Chafix Chase giving them the business, looking for that puck. She'll pick it up in the corner. Pass out to the middle. Bouncing puck scooped up by the Colonials. Wiedemeyer, good stick check there. Allows Visa to collect that puck back inside the TC zone. 1 minute remaining in the second period. Now TC stopped out at center ice. Colonials send that back into the TC zone, picked up by Rieken. Moved up the near side for Chafix Chase. getting some trouble down there in the corner. Takes a bit of a fall, now getting some help from Kelly. Now Rican scoops up that loose puck on the block pass attempt. She'll move it across to Visa.
Here's Cece calling for it. Emily's not able to find the seam.
Visa now finds Chotvik's chase here on the near side board. She'll let it hop over and back into the Colonial zone. TC looking for a few fresh legs out there. Now deflected down into the TC zone. Icing is the call with 13.6 seconds left
13 seconds.
in the second period.
Nathan, our assistant coach, is declaring we should pull the goalie here with 13 seconds left and jam it up. I think that's yeah. We've
Extra
been winning,
body wouldn't help. Wouldn't hurt.
win a lot, and it's tough to make that long shot at all levels of hockey. So even the pros miss that long one.
Face-off will be to the left of the Colonials puck stopper. Walsh, Masiello,
Wins it.
and Sherman. Now back up top for Pugh. Pugh couldn't quite get a stick on that for a shot. And the Colonials will stay out of trouble late in the second period. Back into the TCN. Time will expire in the second. Team Colorado with another scoreless period for themselves. Still looking for that first initial offensive outburst.
Yeah, lots of opportunities again, just unable to finish it. Showing there's a little bit of frustration showing up as aggression.
Broadcast center, I'm Dave.
Yes, sir. Jamie, how you doing, John?
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
What's up, guys? How are you? Are you doing game
Yeah.
play-by-play too?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
want to come over here. There's so
yeah.
much going on over
It
here
is
now.
quite a bit, yes.
This is a lot.
Yeah. Did you find my wife?
No, not much.
Oh, yeah.
Say hi.
Okay, yeah. She's, I don't know where she ended up, probably somewhere over there. But
I'll be
yeah.
here all day. It's fine.
Okay.
This is the priority here right now, you know?
Right,
There's
exactly.
a few chances I thought you were getting one there.
Yeah. You guys play on this rink or in the upper rink?
At 12:30 upstairs.
Okay.
So she's Polar Bears. We're playing mid-Fairfield.
Okay.
So we had tied Assabet and us had tied points. They had 2 more goals than we did.
Right.
So they're playing the Little Caesars here. We're playing mid-Fairfield up there.
Okay.
The quarterfinals, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
But I want to say hi.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
wanna
no,
get
it's nice
away,
to meet
though,
you.
you know. But I'll be around. Come find me after. And
Okay,
we can
sounds
talk for a
good.
little while, so.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you
looking
stick
forward
around
to
here,
it.
you'll get on camera. We're gonna start
No, I know,
interviewing
you
you.
don't,
Yeah.
trust me, you don't want this on camera, trust me.
Yeah.
So I told him I got a face for radio.
I'll stay here, though. I'll listen to the play-by-play. I like it.
Sounds good.
Nice to meet you.
Remember,
I'll be
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
Get what
thanks.
you pay for around here. So.
All right,
Haley
TC.
out there.
TC ready to start the third period. Looks like we'll have Wall, Sherman, and Mainwaring. Slight change to that
Yeah,
line.
they've been mixing it up. I think their coaches are trying to find some offense.
Spark something, which the way Sherman's been playing this game so far, she's still got a bit of fire.
She was fired up after that hit.
And we could use it. Pugh and Riedlinger on the back end. Samora set to my left. And here we go. Face-off win for TC. Mainwaring coming in. Fires a quick win. A blocker save made by the Colonials goaltender. Tied up over on the far side board. Mainwaring along with Sherman digging for that puck against 2 Colonials players. Now Mainwaring comes away with it, trying to find a stick, tied up though, and Walsh tried to get a shot off, but another stick tie-up prevents that opportunity. Now Pugh across to Riedlinger on the regroup, back towards the TC zone. Quick up to Mainwaring, she'll chip it into the Colonial zone. Sherman looking for it back behind the Colonials net. TC forwards going for the change now. From back behind the Colonials net, they're advancing it up the far side board. And now a 2-on-1 opening up here for the Colonials back into the TC zone. Saucer pass it across, in on net shot, save made by Samora, another one. And Samora will trap it and hold for the whistle.
Well, we're gonna have to start taking some chances in the third to get some scoring opportunities, but that might cause these 2-on-1s going the other way.
That's true.
Sophia's up to the task.
Faceoff will be deep in the TC zone to the right of Samora. Masiello with the draw. Brennick trying to jump in there to pick up that faceoff win. Juan will back it up behind the TC net, looks for Deckers. Bouncing puck scooped up by the Colonials. And now chip back down deep into the TC zone. Egan takes a shove from behind, but gets it advanced up to, now picked off there by the Colonials, in on net, score.
That was a big pizza up the middle again. We've done that a few times this weekend.
Does our D not like where the boards are?
Not that time.
Yeah, that pass into the middle when there's a lot of traffic looking for the out is dangerous. You got to make sure, and we've been burned on it here.
Colonials on the board now with a 2-0 lead here early in the third period. TC all too familiar with the 2-0 deficit. They need to get on the board and get there fast. Chip back towards the TC zone, stop short at the blue line. Colonials, possession just inside the TC zone, working their way towards the front. Now, picked up by Wiedemeyer. Quick pass to Kelly. She'll send it across to Chotvik's Chase. Down in the Colonials corner, now centering pass. Blocked there by the Colonials. Sit at the net, rebound kicked out. It'll float out to center. Egan takes a bit of a trip over the blue line, picks up the puck deep in the TC zone. Looking to send it up the near side board for Wiedemeyer. Now Wiedemeyer able to take it free. Back into the Colonial zone, 3-on-1 here, 14 Colorado. Pass sent across, hit a stick at the last second. And the Colonials stay out of trouble. And TC's forced to regroup once more. Back towards their own zone. Visa now looking for some speed. She works her way into the Colonial zone, drops it for Wiedemeyer. Rieken has to chip that back from the near side. Colonials now back out to center. Working into the TC zone. Robinson chips that into the TC bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play with 12:28 left to go in the third period. Faceoff comes down deep in the TC zone to the left of Samora. Robinson, Choi, and Sang-Chong Pupin. 14 Colorado, Visa and Rieken on the back end. New Jersey takes that clean faceoff, one back to the right side point. Shot blocked there by Choi. Now chip back behind the TC net over into the near side corner. Visa, along with Robinson, trying to work that. Kept in at the left side point. Now shot blocked by Robinson. Kinsey Robinson, 14 Colorado, trying to work her way back in the Colonial zone. Couldn't keep a stick on that. Now Visa, good patience there along the line. Shot fired, blocked there, right in the slot. Choi picks up the loose puck. Tied up in the far side corner. Sang-Chong Pupin trying to help. Rieken steps into the Colonials player, allows Sang-Chong Pupin to grab that. Now some help from Robinson. Sent towards the net, and now right back out to Visa. Shot fired just wide right. Back behind the Colonials net. Puck squirts loose over to the near side board. Visa comes down, picks up that loose one. Sang-Chong Pupin will kick it down lower to Choi. Robinson looking for it in the far side corner. Colonials trying to move that up the boards. It'll squirt out to center. Sang-Chong Pupin across to Visa. Visa's got some room on the Colonials chain. Dances around a couple more. Visa trying to move that towards the net. Quick backhand pass, finds Mainwaring, turns and fires, and a save made by the Colonials goaltender. Loose puck, now gobbled up by the Colonials puck stopper and held for the whistle.
I think Mainwaring's had most of the chances here. She's had 3 or 4.
She's had quite a few shots tonight. Faceoff will come to the right of the Colonials goaltender. Walsh, Mainwaring, and Sherman. Up front, Pugh and Riedlinger on the blue line. Faceoff now stolen there by Mainwaring. Trying to make her way around the Colonials defender. Now picks up the loose one. Now fires one right from the sharp angle. And a save made by the Colonials goaltender once more.
What did you feed her?
I don't know. I guess that
She's in there tight.
third of a Starbucks sandwich and a little bit of water. Don't know if that's the right recipe, but we're going to find out. Faceoff picked up there by TC once more. Mainwaring with it in the corner. Gets pinched off. Sherman trying to keep that alive. Pugh keeps it into the blue line. Shot attempt blocked there by traffic. Now Pugh with it out of the corner. Centering pass deflected up high. Sherman looking for it over on the far side board. Colonials will pick up the loose puck, and they'll get it out to center ice. Now recovered by Walsh. Back inside the TC zone. Drop for Pugh. Up to Sherman on the left side. Sherman right in front of the Colonials bench has to chip it just inside the zone. TC going for the change. And now the Colonials with some room, they'll work it over to the right side.
10 minutes to go in the third.
Just inside the TC zone, Colonials pushing deeper. Stopped short there by Masiello. And now Pugh finding some space, gets it through center into the Colonial zone on the left. Couldn't quite get a centering pass. Now Pugh still working it in the corner. Get some help from Brennick up top. Masiello holding the line for Pugh. Taken there by the Colonials. They'll move it back behind their own net. And now here on the near side board, the Colonials with possession. Some time and space, easy pass up the near side board, through center, chipped in back into the TC zone. They'll recover that dump in and pass, shots in and on net, save made by Samora. Riedlinger up the boards to Wiedenmeyer. Now kept in at the TC blue line. Brennick now has a step. It looks like trying for a 2-on-1. Pass across, connects with Deckers. Just a bit too hot to handle. Deckers couldn't keep control of that one. But good hustle into the Colonial zone by Team Colorado. Now the Colonials in front of their own bench. They'll chip it up in front of the timekeeper's box. Wong will get it down deep into the Colonials' end. Kelly looking for it on the forecheck. Colonials running some trouble at their own blue line. Now they'll get it out to center. Wong has it trapped up in front of the timekeeper's box. They'll chip it down deep into the Colonial zone. Picked up out of the far side corner. They'll move it over to the near side. Long pass there taken by Huang. Couldn't keep control of it. The Colonials will take advantage. And now they're back out to center into the TC zone on the far side. Egan, 14 Colorado back behind the TC net. Up to Wiedenmeyer on the near side board. Pass blocked there. Egan has a little bit of trouble handling that one. Samora, good thing she's had her coffee this morning. Shot from the point, sent wide left. Scooped up by Chotvik's Chase over on that far side board. Chotvik's Chase loses a glove. But TC able to clear. Yes, it was. Wiedenmeyer looking for it. Couldn't quite get a stick on that. Colonials back into the TC zone from the right side. Long shot. Save made by Samora and held for the whistle.
7.5 to go now. In the third, 2-0. Girls have to get something going.
Need something now. Face off deep in the TC territory to the left of Samora. Robinson, Sangchong, Pupin, and Choi up front for Team Colorado. Robinson takes advantage of the Colonials player losing a footing. And chip through now. Choi trying to find that loose puck on the chip. Couldn't quite take possession. Colonials now back inside their own zone behind their net. Long pass connected out at center. Visa grabs that rolling puck. She'll connect the pass up to Sangchong Poop and she'll dump it down into the Colonial zone. Ends up in on net. She'll push that over to the corner. Now Rose Sangchong Poopin in pursuit on the back behind the Colonials net. Rican couldn't quite get there in time. Troy has to back it up out to center. To Rican. Rican goes back to Visa. Visa winding her way through several Colonials players. Now into the Colonial zone. Couldn't quite keep a handle on that. And Colonials will take advantage and out to center. Tied up in front of the timekeeper's box.
There from her knees. We got the puck out of the zone.
Sangchong Poopin grabs it inside the TC zone, sends it across to Rican. Rican looking for Sherman out at center, couldn't quite connect. Now the Colonials will dump it down back into the TC zone. Visa picks it up for Team Colorado. From the far side board to Sherman. Sherman's short pass, which I think was intended for Walsh, comes over to Mainwaring. Mainwaring trying to battle for that inside the Colonial zone. Walsh will pick it up in the near side corner, working with Mainwaring. Back up top to Rican, across to Visa. Now back to Rican once more, looking for the shot attempt, blocked by Colonials player Stick. Visa, in front of the timekeeper's box, has it stolen. Colonials back into the TC zone. Visa up to Mainwaring. It's trapped up out at center. No room to move. Colonials back into the TC zone. Taken by Visa here on the near side. Short pass to Mainwaring, trying to chip that out to center. Visa now, long pass looking for Deckers, couldn't quite connect, and the Colonials back in offside. 5:14 remaining in the third period. TC was still with a 2-0 deficit to the Colonials. Desperation time. Now Masiello with a face-off win, marching towards the Colonial zone, but stopped at the blue line, offside the call once more.
Had trouble with the blue line today.
Yes.
A lot of dangles at the wrong times as we enter the zone. Let's do it again.
Face-off just outside the Colonial zone. Masiello. Face-off win by New Jersey, backing it up into their own zone. Cross-ice pass connected over here on the near side. Back into the TC zone, good stick by Pugh. Keeps that play to the outside. Now back up top on the right point. Shot blocked there by Deckers. Colonials will pick up the loose puck. Now back up top to the right side point once more. Deckers trying to push that out. Colonials keep it alive inside the TC zone. Now Riedlinger working her way back to the Colonial zone, has Brennick and Deckers. Riedlinger goes to the outside to the right. Centering pass, had Deckers, and a shot deflected in. And Colonials goaltender makes a save, and Riedlinger takes a seat.
Boy, that is what we like to see. If we can get that kind of rush up the ice from the back end and create some opportunities, that would go a long way to alleviating our scoring drought.
Absolutely.
Good. Goalie's out.
Colonials pick up a penalty on that exchange in front of the net after the whistle. And Samora on the bench. TC will have an extra attacker, 6-on-4 for this power play opportunity with 4:24 left to go in the third period. Kelly, Pugh, Visa, Walsh, Chotviks, Chase, Wiedemeyer for Team Colorado. Tied up off the dot, one back to Pugh. Pugh being pressured, gets it over to Chotviks, Chase on the right side. Chotviks, Chase from the right, pass deflected up high off the glass back to Visa. And now Walsh. Back to Kelly. Kelly's pass just off the mark, picked up by Pugh. Back down to Chotviks, Chase. Back to Pugh up top. Pugh pressured by the penalty killer of the New Jersey. Gets it down to Chotviks, Chase. Pugh able to hold the line here. Less than 1 minute remaining in the power play for Team Colorado. Walsh, short pass to Visa, back to Walsh. Across to Pugh. Pugh fires one in on net. Save made by the Colonials goaltender and held for the whistle. .47 ticks of the clock left in the minor penalty to the Colonials. 3:41 left to go in the third and final period here. TC still sitting on a 2-0 deficit. New Jersey pushing that face-off into the corner. They'll pick up possession, making their way out to center, trying to chip it through. Visa keeps it at least pinned to the outside. Pugh will collect it back in the TC zone, back behind the net. Picked up by Chotviks, Chase, looking to pick up some speed. Fighting her way into the New Jersey zone on the left side. Makes her way back behind the net. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to New Jersey. Chotviks, Chase dumps it for Visa. Back to Chotviks, Chase up top now. Down to Visa. Visa steps past the New Jersey player, peels back towards the boards. Settles for a shot in on net, blocked by traffic out front. Loose puck pushed over to the corner. And New Jersey is back to full strength. TC still with the extra attacker. A high stick called as Wiedemeyer doing a little juggling inside the New Jersey zone. This will bring Samora back off the bench. We'll have a face-off deep in the TC zone on the high stick call. 2:45 left to go on the clock. New Jersey stays out of trouble with their successful penalty kill. We'll have a face-off to the right of Samora. Picked up by Egan. Back behind the TC net, Egan. Looking for the short pass to the sideboard off the mark. Kept alive inside the TC zone by New Jersey. And now Huang for Team Colorado has some trouble in the corner. Sherman now. Long pass off the mark out at center. New Jersey will regroup back inside their own zone. Now taken there by Huang. Makes her way back into the Colonial zone. Pass over to Mainwaring on the near side. From the corner, Mainwaring trying to work it back to Sherman. Now picked up by the Colonials. They're back out to center. Towards the TC zone from the left side, cuts to the middle, shot. Leg pad save made by Samora. Now quick pass up to Mainwaring. Across to Sherman. Out to center. Sherman chips it down into the Colonial zone. Sherman, the lone forward checker, in pursuit of that dump in attempt, gets taken down behind the net. And now Robinson off the bench fires one towards the middle. Couldn't quite get that through, and the Colonials back out to center ice. Egan sends one towards the Colonial zone. Picked off, and another regroup for the Colonials just inside their blue line. Colonials killing the clock here. TC sitting back on their heels. Not enough pressure. Now Choi in front of the timekeeper's box. She'll dump it down into the Colonial zone. Sang-Chong Pupin recovers for TC, sends it back up top. Regan quite can't get there in time. She'll have to back it up to Visa. Visa now winding her way through the middle, has to back up. Goes across to Sang-Chong Pupin. Tip towards the middle. Now back out at center once more. Regan sends it down deep into the Colonial zone. Recovered back behind the net. TC looking for some fresh legs. Colonials with some room. Regan prevents that pass connection, and it'll go the length of the ice. Icing is the call with 25.8 seconds remaining in the third period. Samora back on the bench. TC with the extra attacker. Pugh, Visa, Kelly, Masiello, Deckers, and Brennick. Kelly with the face-off to the left of the Colonials goaltender. The Colonials will take possession. Masiello picks it off back behind the net. Looking for Visa. Now loose puck out front. Couple sticks. Still loose. All players digging away for it, and still no whistle. Finally blown dead.
That is Piper.
Brennick takes an extra shot there.
She was swinging her fists there.
Piper, the Bulldog, Brennick we call her. 12.6 left on the clock. Face-off will be deep in the Colonial zone to the right of their netminder this time.
Piper did get a shot on that. She was the one under duress. Here we go.
Kelly with the draw. Ties it up on the dot. Colonials will pick up possession. They'll get it chipped out to center. And Colonials player blows a tire on that at the blue line. Moved up to Masiello. And time expires. Another frustrating 2-0 loss for Team Colorado. Still unable to solve these East Coast goaltenders.
Yeah, it's 3 games in a row with no goals.
That's tough.
Not great, which means we will now be playing. We lost. I think we're playing at 11:30 tomorrow morning.
Not the consolation we wanted.
Yeah, we get to sleep in, not play at 7 in the morning, but I think that's going to be the time. So I think we have a day off. No more games today. Only quarterfinal games for the 16s are tonight,
Yeah.
and I don't think we will be in there. So 11:30.
11:30 tomorrow.
11:30 is the Division III 4th place player. We're going to be in 4th place after that.
We'll figure out who that opponent is and put an update for all those watching from home. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
All right.